The third thing is to get going. Ironically, many entrepreneurs have a difficult time getting going because they want to be sure there's a market. They want to prove there's a market. They want to do focus groups, research, and all that crap. Tell you what, just get going. 3 key steps to getting going. First, as the Apple commercial said, think different. Don't do better sameness. Don't be content with doing things 10 or 15% better. Do things 10 times better. Let's go back in the printing business a few decades. Let's say you were the best letter quality printer company. And you decide one day you're going to be revolutionary. You're going to change the world. You're going to introduce 18-point Helvetica. Changing the world. That's not changing the world. A printer company, a letter quality printer company, would not be content with introducing more typefaces. A letter quality printer company would jump to the laser printer curve. That's what you need to do. When Jeff Bezos created Amazon, he didn't go from 250,000 titles in an analog bookstore to 275,000 titles in an analog bookstore. He went to 2.5 million titles in a digital bookstore. Think different. Second point, don't be afraid of polarizing people. Great products polarize people. If you try to create a product that appeals to everybody, 18 to 25, 25 to 35, 35 to 50, 50 to 75, 75 to dead, if you try to create this perfect product, you will create mediocrity. Do not be afraid to polarize. This is a picture of a Toyota Scion XB. You can have one of 2 reactions to this car. Either you think it's a very cool design, or you think, why did Toyota hire somebody who got fired from Volvo? Those are the only 2 conclusions. Harley-Davidson, Macintosh, Netflix, TiVo, all those companies polarize people. I love TiVo because I love TV. There are advertisers who hate TiVo because I haven't watched an ad since Super Bowl Sunday. The third point of getting going is to find a few soulmates. The concept of the solo entrepreneur is vastly overrated and untrue. Steve Jobs had Steve Wozniak. Bill Gates had Steve Ballmer. You need soulmates. You need people to balance you off. If you're a great engineer, you need a great marketer. If you have the great marketing and engineering, you may need an operations person. If you're the youthful visionary, you'll need adult supervision. Balance yourself off. Balance yourself off. The 3 key points of getting going. The fourth point is define a business model. This is a step we all sort of forgot a few years ago. A minor detail. 3 key points to a business model. First, be specific. The business models that say we'll collect 10 million eyeballs and somehow we'll figure out how to monetize those eyeballs, don't worry about it. That doesn't fly anymore. The reason why we've all heard about Facebook and MySpace is not because we can all do that. That's because they're unusual. We need to have specific business models. The questions you need to ask yourself metaphorically is, who is my customer? How do I get my money out of her purse? It is your money in her purse. How do you get it out? That's the question. The second key point is you need to keep it simple. I hope you innovate on technology, on products, on services, all that good stuff. Do not innovate on business models. Do not. If you believe that it costs you $1 and you sell it for $5 and your gross margin is 20%, you will be successful. That's the kind of math. Costs $1, think about this later. Costs $1, sells for $5, we only have 20% gross margin. You will always be rich. Keep it simple. The third thing is to ask women about your business model. I believe you should not waste your time asking men about business models and business ideas. I believe this is because men have a fundamental genetic flaw. We all have the killer gene. Men want to kill things. We want to kill plants. We want to kill animals. We want to kill other companies and products. To a large degree, this killer gene has been suppressed by society. One place it hasn't been suppressed in is entrepreneurship. It is socially acceptable to want to kill the competition. Thus, when you ask a man, should I start a company to kill Oracle, to kill Google, to kill Microsoft, all men always say, yes, that's a great idea. Women do not have this fundamental genetic flaw. So when you come up with an idea for a business model, ask women. Do not waste your time asking men. The fifth thing I have to tell you, I'm whipping through this because I usually have an hour for this speech. And this is Mountain Dew, and I didn't even get paid to endorse this. The fifth thing is to weave a MAT. MAT stands for Milestones, Assumptions, and Tasks. I happen to love ice hockey. And there are two of my friends here from Ice Oasis where I play ice hockey in Redwood City. And one of the pleasures of ice hockey is to be the first person on the ice after the Zamboni. Because after the Zamboni has shaved the ice is just pure, smooth, virgin ice. No cuts, no ruts. It's a beautiful thing. And when you skate, you can see exactly where you're skated. It's a lovely feeling. It's like being the first person down the mountain and skiing or snowboarding. A new company is largely like that. It's a pure sheet of wonderful, smooth ice. There's no pain in the ass customers who are trying to get a free upgrade. There's no stupid employees you made a mistake hiring. There's not the crappy commercial real estate that you paid $15 a month for in the height of the dot-com phenomena. There's not the crappy furniture you bought at Office Depot one day. It's pure, wonderful ice. It's not the crappy logo that your sister-in-law designed for free. You're starting from scratch. It's beautiful, beautiful. The Zamboni just left the ice. When you have that situation, it's very difficult to prioritize. This is about prioritization. The first thing you need to do is come up with a handful of milestones. Milestones are things like finishing the design, shipping the software. When you're starting a company, you often think, my God, we could either finish the design today or go order stationery. Seems like they're both about the same importance. It's not true. A milestone is something that you would call up your spouse and say, honey, today we shipped. That's very different than calling up your spouse and saying, honey, today we ordered stationery. That's not quite the same. The next thing you do is you write down the assumptions of your company. How many sales calls can you make per day? What's the customer ROI? How much does it cost to install our software or product? These assumptions change your business model. Very few companies or startups write them down and test them. Write them down and test them. And the third thing is then to do tasks. The tasks are the things that help you either accomplish a milestone or test an assumption. But the priority for an entrepreneur is milestones, assumptions, and tasks. M-A-T. The sixth thing is to niche thyself. How many of you have MBAs in this audience? That's too bad. I will teach you all you need to know about marketing in one slide. You don't need to know anything else about marketing if you understand this next slide. Okay, this is the holy grail of marketing. I have saved you $25,000 in mission statement creation. Now I'm going to save you $100,000 in MBA. There are two axes on this graph. The vertical axis is your ability to provide a unique product or service. The horizontal axis is the value of that product or service to the customer. As you might suspect, this is going to be a 2x2 matrix. And I'll take the suspense away. We're going to end up high and to the right. Surprise, surprise. Let's go through the other corners first. In one corner, where you have great value to the customer, but you're not doing something unique, there you will always compete on price. Not such a bad place to be. At least you're creating something of great value. But you'll be competing on price. Dell made a lot of money here. It's a margin pressure business. The second place is where you create something of no value to the customer. Luckily, you're the only person doing it. There, you're just stupid. You are just plain stupid. Only you're doing this stupid thing. The next corner is even worse. That's the .com corner, because in that corner, not only are you producing something of no value to the customer, there are 16 other companies that VCs have funded to do the same stupid thing. This is a picture of dog food. Because I don't know about you, but remember when there were like 16 ways to buy dog food online? Every one of them, curve jumping, paradigm shifting, patent pending, SQL-based, Google AdWord optimized, P2P thing. Geez, just buy dog food online. There's only one problem with pets.com, mypets.com, epets.com, ipets.com, lastminutepets.com, indespets.com, you name it. There's only one problem. Yes, you could disintermediate Maybe that was Julie Wainwright. Yes, you could disintermediate the stupid pet food store that had this analog presence, brick and mortar. There's only one problem. Sure, by taking this store out of the equation and being a digital store, you could reduce prices. The problem with it is that dog food weighs so damn much that the shipping and handling of the dog food costs more than the discount you could give. Hence, it had no value. That's the .com corner. The corner you want to be in is over here. It's high and to the right. It's where you have a unique product, and only you can do this product, and it is of great value to the customer. My example is Fandango. Fandango is an online movie ticket buying service. As I told you, I have 4 children. We love to go to movies. And you know, when we go to the opening show of Mission Impossible, we need to know before we go that we have a ticket. Because when you put 4 kids in a minivan, that takes 20 minutes. You don't want to get to the theater and see there's a line and it's sold out. You want to know before you go. Fandango enables you to print the ticket at home. High value. And in Northern California anyway, the only way you can get this ticket is Fandango. So I'm telling you, this is the holy grail of marketing. Every entrepreneur should understand this. If you're an engineer, you need to create the product that is unique and of great value to customers. If you're the marketing person, you need to be able to convince your customer that this is true. You need to be high and to the right. Yesterday, you heard Arnold Schwarzenegger talk, political speaker. I'll give you a political analogy. You want to be successful as an entrepreneur? From a marketing perspective, you need to be like our president, George W. Bush, high and to the right.